Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the YMS Career Bootcamp. My name is Harriet McCulley and I am a B2B Marketing Manager here at Pion. I'm really excited to welcome you guys to our first ever YMS Career Bootcamp. So this hour is essentially dedicated to helping you grow your career in the youth marketing space, whether that's publishing your own book or trying to finesse your own personal brand in the industry. This track will give you all the tips and tricks you need to do just that. Just before we start, we've got a couple of short housekeeping announcements. So you can log onto the Wi-Fi on the YMS London network. The password is Pion 2024. The agenda for both the breakout tracks and masterclasses today are all on the app. So if you download the app, there's QR codes around the venue for you to download that. This is currently the Blaze stage, so we've got the Career Bootcamp here today, followed by the Retail track, and then later on this afternoon is the Creator track, where we'll talk all things influencers. So if you do have any questions about the event at all today, grab someone in a Pion or a YMS t-shirt, and they will definitely be able to help you out. So we've got a fantastic lineup of speakers for you today, ready to share their expertise to help you essentially level up your career. So without further ado, let's get into our first session. I'm really excited to welcome Erik Westrum, who joins us from selfpublishing.com. He is he's going to basically explore how to craft a well-crafted book and give you an effective marketing tool for both your personal and professional brands. So welcome, Erik.
Hello, there we go. Well, I'm excited for you to be here today because today is about you, and today is about increasing your business and your brand through a book. When you look at the inspiration, impact, and influence that each one of you can have, not only on Gen Z, but society in general, today is the greatest opportunity to make that impact. And what I'm going to talk to you is about how to write and publish a book in 2024 to help you grow your business and also build a personal brand. And when you look at the ability to do that now more than ever, I have a 15-year-old son and I coach athletics in that age group. And what I've noticed most of the time, it's all scrolling on social media. 30, 45 seconds are going to get their attention. But what happens, the only time that they actually sit down and will absorb information is through a book or a movie. And the movie side is not cost effective. The book side, the amount of money that you put into writing a book and the ROI on it, not only in growing your business, but also building your personal brand, is instrumental. And for myself, I grew up in the US playing professional hockey, and the brand awareness for me was around what it took to become elite. And as I grew that brand, I noticed something was missing. I wasn't a thought leader. I didn't have the experience or expertise. But once I had the book, that became my business card. And the ability to build on that around becoming an author transformed my life and also transformed the lives of others. And that's what you have the ability to do. And I can kind of see out there, but question, has anyone ever thought about writing a book? Couple hands. If I ask any other questions, most of you probably won't raise your hand anyways. That's what we find. The reason I ask that is it's not as hard as it seems to become an author. It's not as hard as it used to be to write and publish a book because of the tools and resources that are out there now. And that's what I'm here to talk about, is how to become an author. I didn't think that I would become an author because as a professional hockey player, when you look at my career, we were judged on statistics. How many wins, losses, how many goals or assists you had. And the statistic I want to talk today about is around leaders. Whether you consider yourself a leader or not, we all have the ability to lead. And statistically, it says 10% of people are natural born leaders. So 1 in 10 of you are considered a natural born leader. That means 20% possess a trait to become a leader. So you have the opportunity today to get information, knowledge, and information to impact, inspire, and influence the market, whether it's your product, whether it's your business, or it's your personal brand. But what happens is 85% of people are followers. So getting back to social media, what do you do, whether you're on TikTok, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Instagram, X, formerly known as Twitter, or YouTube, when you like something, what do you usually do after? You follow. You follow. So society has built us to be followers. So you have to figure out how can you get more people to follow you or your business. Yes, all of the booths, tools, and resources, that is the number one marketing tool, whether it's in America, whether it's in the UK, or it's worldwide. It gets out the fastest, but it's small bits of information, whereas a book can go from place to place to place without you even having to do the work. It just has to get out there, and that's what we've been able to do. So the question you have to look at is, who are you, right? And who do you want to be? Do you want to continue to go mainstream, which you have to do, or do you want to add an extra layer by publishing and writing a book in 2024? And I speak all around the world on different topics, and I can tell you this much. 33% of the people who are at this conference in general, right, won't even think about writing a book. 33% will maybe think about writing a book, but they won't take any action. And then there's about 33% of people that will actually say, you know what, I want to look more into it, and I want to see how that can influence, impact, and inspire other people, and change my business and or my personal brand. And I'm here to tell you, it doesn't have to just be on that. We help people with children's books, fiction, writing novels, writing memoirs, cookbooks. You name it, we can help. And different people have a passion to help in different areas, and that's what we're here to do, is to be able to help you. But I'm going to tell you, you chose to come into this room and learn more about it, and I would really urge you, if you have the itch to do it, to put a stake in the ground and make it a reality in 2024, because I'm going to tell you it will change your life, and I want to tell you how it changed my life. Because the hope that's provided to influence, inspire, and impact not only Gen Z, but generations that are yet to come, a book doesn't go away. A book always stays and has that ability. So first, I want to thank you for showing up, for making the commitment to be here, and also to be able to look at the resources, just like they talked about before. There's a ton of resources, so I encourage you to network, to talk to people, to gather information, to make sure you can execute it now and not wait. Take 1, 2, or 3 things out of this and implement it, and I can guarantee you're going to have success, because we've seen it with so many clients. And a thank you to everybody in here. Afterwards, when you have time, stop by the booth. We want to give you a book from our CEO, Chandler. It's about publishing. It's about taking you from the beginning to the end, and that's our gift of reciprocity for you showing up here today to help you hopefully make a difference. Quick 2 minutes on myself and my journey to becoming elite. That's the book that I wrote and published that changed my life. I played professional hockey, and then I went back to school to get my MBA, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. But what I realized is once I wrote this book, it gave me the power of authority. It validated what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go, and it opened doors that I didn't even think were possible. And that's the coolest thing about having that ability to do it, because when I look back for myself, when I went back to get my MBA, I thought that's what I needed. I was learning from people in space and in the field of business and finance that had never done it before. So I had to figure out, how can I share a story of what I've gone through and what I've done to be able to grow my business and build my personal brand. And that's what happened. I went from a pro hockey player to a corporate, quote-unquote, job in the finance and insurance business. And this is a picture of me 5 years in with a fake half smile saying, what am I doing and what's next? Because I wanted to influence, inspire, and impact people. And there's no greater way to do it than through a book and also through tools in marketing and being able to help spread that message. And then I finally came to the realization the impact started with me. Just like each one of you, the impact starts with you. When you have a passion around something and you have a purpose on what you want to build, you can do it. And this is when I first had my author copy that my kids wrote a letter of how proud they were of me. And when I saw that impact within my own house and my own community, I knew that it could change lives around the world and it could generate income. So this is when people ask me, did it make money? This is the first 5 months of revenue, and it continues to bring in passive income. So I had the impact, I was able to inspire, I was able to influence, and I was able to generate revenue off it. Whether it was a personal brand or whether it was a company, it changed the world around an ROI on what I was trying to do. Because I was consulting and speaking on my own, but once I had the book, it magnified the brand, it magnified the message, and it was able to take me into a whole nother stratosphere. So I want to walk you through how it's done, because a book is the fastest way to get there. Some of you that we've talked to walking by, and we'll probably talk to more of you, is I always ask, what's your book idea? A lot of people say, I don't have one. Everybody has a story to tell, and everyone has an opportunity to inspire, impact, influence other people. And whether it's through your business or your personal brand, it can change the world. And today I want to go through 3 lessons. How to write a book in a weekend without writing a single word. How to grow your business with 10,000 plus royalties and clients, and how to monetize. And whether that's for yourself or for your company, it's realistic, it's achievable, and it's the best time and investment that you're going to make, because I've seen it work for myself, and I've seen it work for 7,500 books that we've published over the last 7 years, which is pretty remarkable. So part 1 is how to write your book. So again, ideas. Does anyone have ideas of what they'd want to write? Anyone have an idea at all? Bueller? Couple people. The idea phase is where it all starts. When you look at it, it's kind of the broken record conversations that you have. So when I'm talking to someone, whether it's about writing a book or it's about becoming elite, it's kind of your 30-second, 2-minute pitch on what you do and why you do it. And when people ask you for advice, or if everyone has said, hey, you should write a book on that, that's where it starts. What are those broken record conversations that you're having to be able to create that secret sauce for a solution? Why do people want to hear about you? Why do people want to hear about what you're selling or what you're doing? And that's how you grow your business and build your personal brand. It starts with an idea, and then you're able to look at 3 key points. Which one can you finish the quickest? Which one are you most passionate about? And how can you monetize it? How can you generate revenue quickly? And that's what we're able to help with. You look at that idea first. How can I get it done quick? Passion, because you don't want to you're going to get stuck, but you want to be able to continue to make sure that it becomes a reality of being published. And then how do you monetize it? For me, it wasn't selling books. It was my business marketing card to give out to hundreds of people. And in turn, they would hire me for consulting, speaking, coaching, and being able to influence their sales team or their marketing staff. And that's what I did it for. When you look at it from that standpoint around how it works, I always use more. More is less. It's an acronym, and it is as simple as mind mapping, outlining, writing your rough draft, and going through the editing process. And when you look at it, each one of you, we put on your chairs, or if you're in the back row, on the front chairs, a mind map. Basically, it's as simple as taking that worksheet that you have, taking that idea, writing it down in the middle, and then taking it to the next step. So when you look at the middle, it's about what's that topic that you want to write about. And then from there, you branch out, and it creates your outline. So in this example that I have behind me, it's cookbook recipes. So when somebody writes that, an author that we worked with went through this exact exercise, said, you know what, I'm going to look at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks, and desserts. And they're able to take that into their outline. Because when you look at the circles, each main circle becomes a chapter with subchapters. So if you look at your idea that you have and you write that down, literally take 10 minutes, you've created an outline for a book, and you've simplified the process to make it a reality to write about it. And now each day, if you put 15 minutes or 45 minutes into writing about that specific topic, or even better yet, you can speak it. We have tools that you can literally speak your book into existence in a very, very quick fashion. And that's when you look at getting to the rough draft stage. 10 minutes to mind map, X amount of minutes for an outline, and then you either write or speak your book, because most books are 15,000 to 60,000 words. My book was 30,000 words, and I wrote it in a month. Every morning I would get up and literally write for an hour. And by the end of the month, I had a rough draft, which went from a rough draft to a published book to making me $45,000 to making $210,000 over a year just from a book to be able to generate that. And as it says here, you can speak a lot quicker than you can write, and it becomes a reality to go from an idea to a rough draft to getting edited to now becoming a book to be able to launch. And when you look at the process that you can go through, yes, you can do it. So some of you are probably like, what does anyone want to hear about me? What am I going to share? What am I going to talk about? We work with authors like that all the time. It's called imposter syndrome, where you don't believe that you have the ability to share, inspire, impact, and influence people. But I'm telling you, you do right now. Whatever that idea is, let's make it a reality so you can move forward. And the second part is how to successfully launch it. Chandler Bold, our CEO, the book published was his first book, and then he started looking at how can I help people launch their book to success. And when you look at it, I know for a fact it worked for me, because the tidbits I have up here, like I just said, the amount of money I made in it was a byproduct of the impact, inspiration, and influence that I had and the passion I had around the project. And that's where we looked at 3 key steps through it. One of them is a book cover design. You have to have a good book cover to be able to grab your audience. So a book is judged by its cover. I know we grew up saying don't judge a book by its cover, but all books are judged by a cover. Otherwise, a lot of people aren't going to buy it. The second part is building a launch team to help you have success, and that's what we do at selfpublishing.com. We help build a support group for you so you're not launching your book alone. Because your friends and family might help you. I don't even think my parents left me a review to this point yet. They've read the book. But random authors will support and give you that success and confidence right away. And the third part, the advanced method, is Amazon reviews. 90% of books are bought on Amazon. You self-publish it there. You get all the rights and royalties. And that's how we're able to help build that launch team. And when you do that, again, I use myself as the example. 10,000 copies were sold, guest appearances all over the world, hosted an elite event, launched an online course, and was able to take my career to that next level. And then I could go into how to monetize it. So now I had that launch, I had that success. I used that money to be able to double down in different space because I was able to get more leads, more sales, and more referrals. The book leads people to you, to your company, to your brand, and helps you monetize it, impact, inspire, and influence other people. And that's where the magic happens. That's where it goes to the next level to be able to generate. And here's 5 quick ways that we talked about. It's talking about landing PR opportunities. It's about creating different streams of income, whether it's events, whether it's speaking engagements, right? Being able to convert more prospects through your referral pipeline, through your funnel, getting people to you. I'm telling you right now, a book right here, this is a new business card. If I give you a book, you're likely not, hopefully, going to throw it away. But even if it sits on your coffee table or on a shelf, you might go back to that and be like, oh, I remember having that conversation with Erik X amount of months ago or X amount of weeks ago. And I think for you, when you look at that, that's the biggest part about it, is being able to grow your business and personal brand. So this is me in Minnesota 4 months after I published my book, and I had the opportunity to be part of an event that I created, put all of that income I got from my book into this to blow it up more on a national stage. So TV stations, radio stations, podcasts, and as you know, that's where the magic happens. And instead of 1 or 2 people seeing it, 1 or 2,000 to 10 to 20,000 to hundreds and thousands of people start to see that brand. So hopefully today you took 3 lessons out of it. And I know it's kind of like speed dating because these are quick sessions, but the biggest thing is how you can actually write a book. It's not hard, especially working with our team. Second thing is, how do you generate $10,000 in clients and royalties? And the third is how to monetize it. Because I think at the end of the day, when you go through the ability to monetize something and impact, inspire, and influence, it changes the world. And self-publishing is the future of publishing. Not a lot of people use traditional publishers or hybrid because you lose the power to publish, to have rights and royalties, and you don't have the people behind you. So what we're able to do is line you up with one-on-one coaching. We give you a community of support and tools and resources to be able to get that idea to a published book. And then we're going to give you the opportunity to work with people who have done it, people like myself who have gone through the process to make it easy and simplified in that space. So I would just urge you today at some time, right, come back to the booth, see if you want to book a time. Myself, Andrew, and Spencer, we've set aside time the next 48 hours. We're not leaving until Friday from London to head back to the U.S. A lot of our clients are either in the U.S., the U.K., Australia, worldwide, so we help people all around the world be able to make that a reality. And I think the biggest part is, right, it's if you're serious to take that next level, make sure you come back to us and be able to look at what we're doing and how we're able to help you write, publish in 2024 to be able to get to that next level. And I'll leave you with one story that my mentor told me. I asked him, my neighbor would always bring over apples and pears. I have 4 kids. And I would be like, hey, I wish I had that. I wish I had that fruit. And he said, Erik, when's the best time to plant that tree? And I said, I don't know. With Minnesota, the weather, he said, you know what? He said, today is the best time to plant that tree. Because guess what? Tomorrow and into the future is when I can bear the fruit of that. And that's the same thing with a book. If you do it today, I can guarantee you by the end of 2024, you're going to have amazing results. You're going to be able to impact, influence, and inspire other people, grow your business, and build your personal brand. So come and visit us at some time over the next 48 hours. Reach out, scan that if you want to set up an appointment with us to kind of work through your idea in your book and help you make it a reality. Thank you. Questions? Are we good on time? Did anyone have any questions at all? One question we did have at the booth before is, right, and I said this at the beginning, people asked, is it a book only business books? Is it only, no, we do everything from children's books to memoirs, fiction, self-help. We work in all spaces to help people, just what their passion project is. But a lot of times when we come to conferences or events like this, it is around people growing their business or building their personal brand. The other part too is, or go ahead.
Thank you. I just was wondering about why some books are not successful and how to kind of avoid that.
So great
scenario.
question, yeah, about why some books aren't successful. And that's a lot of times we actually see people who try to go do their own thing and end up coming back to us to help it. And it was in that one of those slides talking about the launch team and building your brand within the distribution channel. So a lot of times if you publish a book and you don't have the support to be able to get it to the next level. So like I said, a lot of books are bought through Amazon or different channels, and if you don't have those reviews, I know every time I come home, I think there's an Amazon package on my steps, and most likely my wife went on there, looked at what was purchased, who reviews it. So that's the strategies around it. It's book cover design, it's your launch team, and your ability to build that brand. And that's what we do internally with our company to be able to launch that to success. And that's part of our guarantee to become a bestseller on Amazon in certain categories, because then it gives you the ability to pivot to other outlets. So great question. Otherwise, you end up in the Amazon graveyard, we call it. Any other questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you.